Andrew Ruther, top student athlete recruiting. Wanted to talk today about how you can use AI to really help you in the college recruiting game. I get a lot of people reach out to me and say, "Hey Dan, what should I say in my email to a coach?" I provide a lot of templates, but every time it's different. You may reach out multiple times to coaches, and you want to change it up, or each college has a little bit different tweak and reason you're reaching out to them or things like that, you can utilize this to your advantage. Now, I don't think it's perfect. I think sometimes it sounds a little too professional, or sometimes you can make it sound too casual. You got to kind of find a happy medium, make it look like a 16-year-old or 17-year-old wrote this email, right? But there's things you can do and take from it that I think could play advantageous in this process. You could add your schedule. You could maybe you can't do that through Chat GPT. You have to add that manually, but there's different things you can do. So I just typed this in advance. 2025 grad, men's soccer, center midfielder with great vision and speed, 4.0 GPA, wants to study pre-med, write intro recruiting letter, um, and you can just go, see what it comes up with, right? Pretty decent subject, and leave some spaces for you to enter coach's name, um, your name, maybe the college's name that you're interested in, right? The university name right here. Seems like that, so there's a lot of different things. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but, it starts off a little funny. I hope this letter finds you well. I don't know what I'd have that. You can just start off with my name is, graduating student athlete, maybe put the year there. It was in the subject that there. It's not in the subject, I guess. But there's a lot you can do. You want to make sure that's in there. The 2025 part, I don't know why they didn't put it in there. Let's just try a little more specific for a school. Let's say UConn or University of Connecticut. So you want to do it for UConn. It gets real specific in there. Joining UConn men's soccer team as I explore my collegiate options, the distinguished soccer program right now, academic offerings that you kind of caught my attention. Again, I think that's a little wordy, um, you know, but you can, do with what you want with it. It talks about your on the soccer field. I've honed my soccer skills, combining exceptional vision and explosive speed. That's pretty good. There's different things you might want to say. Here's my highlight video. So you can add some things, right? Let's say UConn again. Let's say, oh, check out my highlights. Here, type. Here's the new letter, right? Again, doesn't put the grad year in, so I had to fix that up. It does say I have a perfect balance of things. Review my highlight video. Here's a link to my highlights. Maybe it's a link to your profile. I think your top student athlete recruiting profile through Productive Recruit is a great thing you got to utilize. Um, there's a lot of things you can do with it. So it's pretty fun to play with. I suggest playing with it a little bit, see if you can use it to your advantage in the recruiting process. One thing I tried to do is it's a little too professional, so I said maybe say write like a 16-year-old, right? And so I wanted to see what happened then. Yo, coach, ready to bring the heat on the field and crush it in pre-med at UConn. All right, so we can't do that, right? You can say, I hope you're doing awesome. I don't know about the icon, those types of things. Maybe once you have a relationship, I think you can do some of that stuff. Up until that point, I don't know that you can come in and say, I'm all about that center midfield life, bringing killer vision and speed to the game. Um, but it might be unique too, right? It might be a little bit of a hook that gets you there. Sometimes you gotta throw that bait out there and see if anything can happen. Especially if you've gone through the process, maybe you haven't heard from them ever. Maybe that sets you apart. You wrote it differently. Every kid's writing a professional one. those types of things make it a little bit less professional, uh might tip it in your direction, see what happens. So sometimes it can be worth a chance. I wouldn't maybe be the first time I wrote them. But yeah, maybe if you're not getting contact and it's silent on one end, maybe this is a way to get yourself out there. Maybe it's when once you have a relationship, you coach has already seen you play, you can type some of that stuff in there. You you can say, thanks for watching me play at X showcase, college recruiting letter, right? You can type that in. It always starts, I hope this message finds you well. You know, I'm the guy who had a blast showcasing his soccer moves at the recent. So it's still in that 16, 17-year-old stage. I don't know why it didn't change that. Um, but there's so many different things you can do and play with it. I think it's worth trying out, seeing if it can help you out a little bit. Thanks, Dan Rothert, top student athlete recruiting. Until next time.